The Sports Trust acts as an implementation partner to its trustees, stakeholders and corporate donors. It distributes sporting equipment, kits and installs sports facilities in rural or historically disadvantaged communities in South Africa across all sporting codes for both abled and disabled sports.
130 of the Nedbank Sports Trust Development cyclists competed in the Sports Trust Community Cycle Race at Saldanha Bay. The fun cycling race was open to age groups under 10 to 18 and was managed by West Coast Flyers and the Western Province Cycling Association.
The Nedbank Community Cycle Races are aimed at taking cycling into the community, and that's what we believe we've done and we've achieved today up here in Saldanha. We have approximately 90 kids riding on a crit format series here, and they're very competitive. Riding is very fierce, and we're certainly seeing a lot of talent coming out of the cyclists, and it's exciting for the future of cycling in the Western Cape. So this cycling crit that we're doing up here in Saldanha at the moment, the Community Cycle Series, this is the first one of 2016. We will be doing 4 more during the course of the year. Those will take place in the metropolitan region of the Western Cape, as well as one in the Boerland region out at the Doorns Way. So we're really taking cycling into the community and showcasing the talent, and hopefully unearthing some more talent from the community, from the schools that we work with in the program on an ongoing basis.
This program has been implemented in the Western Cape for the past 10 years, introducing both male and female learners to the sport of cycling and nurturing their talent from a young age.
We've got very many challenges here in Saldanha, social ills in our community, and this program works so well to keep our kids occupied during the afternoons and also over weekends. That obviously does well for the saying that a child in sport is a child out of court. I've got a teacher here who is so committed and so dedicated to this course. Without him, this program would probably not be the success that it is at this point in time. He's made the sacrifices, and I'm pretty sure that he will reap the benefits in due course.
It took quite a lot of time, especially from the learners. And me as a coach, I actually new in this business. I'm now 3 years in cycling. We started 3 years ago, so this is our 3rd year. And it took quite some time for us to deliver, actually, because it's quite difficult, because a lot of our youngsters doesn't know the cycling business. So the fact that I'm quite new, but I'm used to training, and most of our training now this last 2 months, we're actually training at the school while we was spinning in the gym. Our school here got a gym. I'm making use of that spinning bikes.
I've been cycling for Nedbank for 3 years. I train every time when I'm coming from school. It keeps my body healthy and keeps out me from drugs, doing bad things.
The difficulty with us in our school and the challenges here, is that most of the cyclists, they come and go, and it's quite a challenge to keep them in the cycling program. But I believe that this year I've got a group of youngsters together that shows their commitment. I took them a couple of times on the road, and you can see there's a big difference because of our training. The way we train this year is a little bit different than other years.
Once we have identified those that have talent, we do then need to work with the structures, the club structure that is in place, to give us additional support and the youngsters more training, more intense and more technical, and expertise is needed in that respect to take them up to the next level, and also to give them more exposure to those that are out there that will identify them and hopefully then support them. With regard to racing, the racing side, we have a number of youngsters mainly from Oval North in Mitchell's Plain, who were taken under the wing of Giant Club, and they have been cycling at the Western Province champs and things like that. So we have had 2 podiums over the last 2 years in the various age categories from 2 of our riders. Going forward, we're hoping to have far more, and I think we see today that with 4 of our youngsters on the podium in these different categories, it's a great start for us.
In 2016, we're looking to enter. There's 3 of our athletes in the Argus, so they are going to participate in the Argus, and then we're looking to maybe have a sub 4 hours, and there's a big possibility that one of our youngsters, Trevino Peterson, that he might cycle around 3 hours. Depends on the weather conditions and his form and his attitude in that specific day.
The race started at the end of Diaz Road in Saldanha Bay and saw some of the top development cyclists who will also be taking part in the upcoming annual Cape Town Cycle Tour participating.
To have this event in Saldanha Bay was great. To see the community out there along the road supporting these kids, it makes them also feel good about themselves.
The day's been really exciting. I saw kids out here early this morning. I arrived just shortly after 6:30, and the kids were out here with their bikes. The community have been out here with their braais, selling cold drinks, taking part. We've empowered the community to act as marshals.
For cycling as such, if you look at all the people involved today, you can see a lot of them are from the community here. And hosting an event in a community like this will also draw the popularity from the community. It will get the buy-in from the community, and hopefully at the end of the day we'll be able to, people that might not have been interested in cycling before, come in from the communities and say, I want to join, I want to be part of this sporting event.
It has really been great for our kids. It teaches them some discipline, and I do believe that it will ultimately lead to greater success in their academics as well.
It's been a fun event out here in Saldanha. Certainly enjoyed it, and put Saldanha cycling on the map as well.
Through the development cycling program, Nedbank has continued to invest in sports development in an effort to create a nurturing, knowledge-based economy and society.
Nedbank, together with its partnership with Sports Trust, has supported sport development in South Africa through cycling, running, soccer and other sporting initiatives. And Nedbank has donated an amount of more than 26 million rand to support these initiatives. Through initiatives like cycling development, Nedbank donates bicycles and kit for the cyclists to develop themselves. It keeps them off the street, keeps them healthy and fit, and promoting a healthy lifestyle.
Nedbank obviously is the main sponsor of the Sports Trust, and a few years ago DCAS came on board as a major partner, and I think with anybody that deals with any youngsters or any sporting activity, understand that the transport side of things is a huge costs involved, and that's often where a lot of these programs fall down. And DCAS have come on board and as a partner in the form of transport and the backup when it comes to catering and accommodation, which has made it possible. Without that, far less money could be spent on the actual training of the youngsters and their hardware and spares that they need on an ongoing basis.
So whether it be soccer development, we give kits to disadvantaged schools so that they can play the sport that they love. We also do multi-purpose sport court handovers. We've just given one over to Ivory Park School in Midrand, where the 5 schools are serviced, where the children can come and play. Various sporting codes on the court. We do golf development and just building our sports stars, our future sports stars in South Africa.
I came on board in 2008 through the organisation that was working on the program. I think to date there's well over 1,000 bikes that we've actually given out. The program has progressed and changed over the years, where before it was very much mass participation, as many bikes out there as possible every year. We have sort of culled that down to make it more sustainable now, so that we're putting more time and effort into each school and rider that is on the program, and making it more long-term for the schools and for the riders to give them a far better base going forward. Over the years, as I say, now we're keeping the schools in. We're identifying various other events that they can go and ride. You know, the Argus is a very big event with 35,000 youngsters, people. So the youngsters need to have the skills and the training to be able to ride in that sort of environment. So there are other events, races and what we term fun rides down in the Western Cape that are put on, and we encourage our youngsters and we take them out there. We select certain events and we take them out there and giving them exposure to riding in big groups. And in the background, I have to say huge thank you to our educators who take the time out to actually ride during the week with the youngsters, and on the weekend they give enormous amount of support and time to the program and the youngsters in that respect.
The Sports Trust, together with Nedbank and the Western Cape Department of Cultural Affairs and Sport, continues to support and provide opportunities for developing cyclists.
The Sports Trust acts as an implementation partner to its trustees, stakeholders and corporate donors. It distributes sporting equipment, kits and installs sports facilities in rural or historically disadvantaged communities in South Africa across all sporting codes for both abled and disabled sports.